Hi everyone, today I am here to bring you a full body Pilates Reformer workout using a wooden dowel. As far as equipment goes for this workout, what you need is a reformer, a dowel, and at some points we will be using our box as well. As always, during this workout, please feel free to adjust the springs and adjust the workout as necessary to suit how your body is feeling today. When you're ready, gather your equipment because this workout starts now. All right guys, so today we are going to start standing. Just so your reformer is set up, I have put 3 heavy springs on my reformer. My foot bar is up and so is my headrest, and my straps are just hanging on my pegs for now. And once you have all that situated, I want you to stand just in front of your reformer with your feet about shoulder distance apart. Take your dowel in your hands and just rest the dowel down on your thighs for a moment and start to just find the center of your feet. So I want you to find the center of your feet so that you're even from the heels to the balls of the feet, and you're even from the inner to the outer edges. Once you feel nice and centered, you're just going to see how tall you can get through your spine, lengthening long through the crown of the head. On your next inhale, float the arms up overhead. And on the exhale, float your arms back down towards the thighs. And again, big inhale, nice and slow, hands come up. And exhale, nice and slow, arms come down. Beautiful. So here we're just marrying the movement of our arms and the breath. Inhaling the arms to float, exhaling the arms to resist all the way down. Let's do 2 more breaths just like that. Big inhale and exhale. Finding the abdominals on the exhale, and inhale and exhale. Beautiful. Inhale here and float the arms up overhead, and exhale, let the shoulders drop down. Inhale to let the shoulders rise up to the ears, and exhale to let the shoulders drop down. Let's do 4 more just like that. Inhale, ribs lifting up off of the hips. Exhale, keep the ribs lifting up off the hips as the shoulders drop down. And 3 more. Big inhale and exhale. And inhale and exhale. Let's do 2 more here. Nice. And 1 more time, inhale and exhale, shoulders drop down. On your next inhale, you're going to arc your body over to one side. And you're going to exhale, slide the ribs down to the hips as you come back to center. Inhale up and over the other way. And exhale, pressing the feet through the floor to come back to center. Let's do a few more each way here. Imagining that you're between 2 narrow panes of glass. So your hips and your shoulders and your hands and your feet are all facing straight forward throughout the exercise. Let's do 1 more each way. And last time. Good. Last standing exercise here. We're going to turn this side bend into a circle. So I want you to inhale the arms up and over to one side. Exhale, rounding the spine forward, bringing that bar forward to the shoulders, circling to the other side, and exhaling up. So big inhale and exhale. And inhale and exhale. Soft bend in the knees here. Let's do 1 more. Come back center. Pause. Take 1 breath for nothing. Take 1 exhale for nothing. On your next inhale, lean over the other way. And exhale it around. And inhale. And exhale it around. Let's do 3 more this way. Nice. 2. And last time here. Beautiful job. Come center. Inhale the arms up and exhale the arms down. Very nice job. Let's have a seat on a reformer. We are going to come down onto our back for some footwork. So you can come on down. Make sure you have a little space between your shoulders and your shoulder blocks, and then bring your heels sit bone distance apart on your foot bar. Check in with your feet. Make sure your pinky toes are pulling back towards the shins. Make sure your thighs are parallel. Hands up to the ceiling here, a slight pull out on the bar to activate the back. Take an inhale as you press the carriage out and lower the arms down, and exhale to float the arms back up. Inhale to press the carriage out, exhale to float the arms up and come in. Nice job. Keep going here for 5 and 4 last 2 and 1 more time. Now come halfway in. You're almost touching the stopper and your thighs are engaged. Bring your bar down to your thighs. From here, you're going to try to float one heel up without moving that bar, and then slide it back onto the bar. Same thing other side. Float the heel up, float the heel down. Float the heel up, float the heel down. Bar staying nice and steady. Carriage staying nice and steady. Nice wide space between the collarbones here. Let's do 5, 4, like a little march. 3, 2, and last 1. Let's leave one knee up, and we'll inhale and press the carriage out. You're on a single leg, you're exhaling, coming back in, and inhaling out and exhaling back in. We just have 4 more on this leg, and 3, and 2, and 1. Come in, switch sides, place that heel down, and we inhale out and exhale in. For 4, 3, last 2, and last 1. Let's place our toes where our heels were, still parallel feet. Float the arms back up to the ceiling and widen the collarbones. Inhale, press out and lower the arms down. Exhale, lift the bar as you float those knees up to the ceiling. Inhale and exhale, and inhale and exhale. So here you're pressing evenly through the big toe ball mound and the pinky toe ball mound of the foot. Your knees are pointing straight up to the ceiling, and there should be a sense of resisting the carriage on the way in so that you're working simultaneously on the way out, or equally on the way out and equally on the way in. Let's do just 2 more. And last 1. Good. From here, bring the carriage almost all the way in. You're going to lower one heel down and then the other like a little jog. That bar can stay still, or you can kind of angle it to one side and the other. For 8, 7, 6, the carriage is staying steady here, and I'm kind of just mirroring the movement of my legs with my arms. Last 4, 3, last 2, and last 1. Lift both heels up nice and high, press the carriage out, and bring your heels to touch. Feel where your heels are touching. You're going to keep that same place between the heels touching. As you lower the heels under the foot bar, the bar can lower as well, and then lift the heels up nice and high. Inhale to lower, exhale to float. Inhale to lower, exhale to float. Let's do 4 more here. Heels lifting up nice and high, squeezing the calves. Last 2. Last 1. Now I want you to leave the bar up, leave the heels up. Little bounce here with the heels. 8, 7, 6. Last 4, 3, 2, and 1. Separate the heels, jog the legs. 8, 7, 6, feeling that release down the back of the hamstrings for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lift both heels high, bend both knees in, come up for a moment. Let's change our springs. So I'm coming down to one heavy spring and I come back down to the mat. For this series, I am gonna take my headrest down. You're welcome to keep yours up for now. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our dowel inside our loops. If you have a choice of loops, I would go for the shorter. Once your loops are on, You want the straps even with those attachments in the back of your machine. You want your hands right outside of those straps and hands directly above the shoulders. Bring your knees into tabletop, please. Take a breath, inhale here to prepare. And then exhale, curl your head, neck, and chest forward and bring that bar forward over your kneecaps. Inhale to lower. Exhale to curl forward, sliding the front ribs down to the hips. Inhale to control the lower. Exhale to curl and lift. What I like about the headrest being down is it gives me this beautiful range of motion. Let's do 4 more here. Try to keep those knees where they are as the bar comes down. Try not to hug those knees in tightly to the chest for now. Last 3. Last 2. On this last one, we are going to stay lifted, gaze forward towards the thighs, and extend those legs for 8, 7, really reach over that foot bar. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bend both knees in, lower the head. Keep the head down for this and keep that bar right over the shoulders. Squeeze your inner thighs together. Inhale the knees over to one side, that bar is staying still. Exhale the knees back to center using your core. Inhale up and over the other way, and exhale back to center. And a few more side to side here. It's particularly important that you keep your shoulders equally weighted for these little knee drops side to side. Let's do 4 more. Exhale to center. 3 more. Last 2. And last 1. Now I'm going to turn my knees back to you guys, and I'm going to lift the bar up a little bit higher. From here, I'm going to extend both legs forward on a diagonal that suits me. So it might be high to the ceiling, it might be a little lower over the foot bar. Now we're going to curl up and pull those knees underneath the bar on a little angle, and then extend the arms and the legs away from each other. So we curl in, and we reach, and we exhale to curl in, and we reach. For 4, if the legs are too much, eliminate the legs, just do the upper body. 3, last 2, and last 1. Come back center, hug your knees into your chest, bend your elbows for a moment. Let's switch to the other side. So arms up, knees turn, curl forward. And then extend the arms and the legs away from one another and curl forward again. The bar can be slightly angled as well. Squeeze your inner thighs. Last 4, 3, last time, and come center. Very nice. Option to rest your feet whenever you need or would like to take a rest. From here, make sure you do have a little bit of room between your shoulder blocks. When you're ready, bring your knees back into tabletop. We are going to rotate the bar to one side again, the knees to the other, and keep the knees bent this time. From here, I want you to curl your head, neck, and chest up and bring that bar close to the outside of the thigh. And we're just going to move the upper body now. So we exhale to pull the bar down. Inhale to float the bar up, trying to maintain forward flexion in rotation as we move that bar. Let's go 5. Squeeze those inner thighs. 4. Knees are even with one another. 3. And 1 more time. Good job. Come back center. Reset for the other side. Inner thighs together. They move to one side of the carriage. The hands move to the outer thigh. And we go up and down. Let's do 4 more here. 3. And last time through. And rest. Nice. From here, I'd like you to hook the backs of your knees over the bar and just rock a little side to side. So we're gonna do a slightly, like a little bit of an assisted rollover with this bar. We are gonna do it with knees bent so that the bar doesn't go flying away from us, okay? So you have options as far as your upper body. You can have your hands down by your sides, or you can have your hands on your pegs for a little bit more support. I'm gonna start with my hands on my pegs and then go from there. I'm gonna bring my knees up over my hips and let my calves kind of drop over the bar. From here, I'm gonna exhale and tuck the tailbone under, rolling the hips up so that the hips end up closer to over the shoulders. And then I'm just gonna slowly roll the spine back down. Take a breath, inhale here, and then curl the pelvis up off of the carriage, and then slowly lower the spine back down. Keep on going here, controlling the lift of the hips and controlling the descent of the hips. If you're feeling good without your pegs, let's try that without your pegs. Take a breath, inhale, and then exhale, tailbone under, rolling the pelvis up and rolling the pelvis down, firmly planting the upper arms and forearms into that carriage. Nice. Let's do 4 more here. And 3. And last time through. And slowly lower down. Take the bar back into your hands. Slide your feet carefully out of there. Take your feet down to your foot bar. Place the bar behind you on the edge of your reformer, and then come on up to seated. From here, we are gonna do a bit of seated abdominal work facing back. So I'd like you to just sit so that you're about a hand's distance away from the back edge of the reformer. Bring your feet forward and grab onto your bar. We're gonna do an underhand grip to start here. You can cross your ankles if it feels better, or you can just have your feet next to one another. I'm gonna start here with my feet next to one another for now. I'm gonna bring my elbows up about shoulder height, and my goal is to sit up out of my hips as much as I can. From here, exhale to bend. Take the bar directly to your forehead and inhale to extend the arms. Exhale to bend, inhale to extend. Nice. So we're working your biceps, but we are also working on your postural muscles. So I want you to really think about how tall you can grow through the crown of your head here. Let's do 5, 4, 3. On 1, please hold your elbows bent. Tuck your tailbone under and roll the spine back. Feel your low back attached to the carriage there. Keeping your elbows bent at 90 degrees. Roll the spine up. Elbows are right in front of the shoulders again, and then extend the elbows. So we bend, keeping the elbows high, we roll back. Roll up and extend the arms. Let's do 4 more here. Bend. Collarbones are wide still. And 3, bend. Roll. Remember, the springs are your choice. You want it to feel challenging in a good way. You might be feeling fatigued in the biceps. I know that I am here. Last time, bend, roll, stay, curl halfway up, extend and bend. Extend and bend, just the arms. Now shoot arrows out through your toes. Shoot arrows up through the crown of your head towards the ceiling. Find all that length in your flexion. You've got 5 more, 4 more, 3 more, and last one. Keep the elbows bent, roll the spine up. Very nice job. I'm gonna change my grip. So I'm going overhand grip. Make sure you still have enough room behind you. And we're gonna do a pull and then a big reach up and over. If you feel like this spring is too heavy, just adjust it down to a medium, okay? Collarbones are wide, start seated nice and tall, arms forward. Roll the spine back, pull the bar up to the chest. To sit up, you're gonna reach that bar up to the ceiling and round your spine forward. Now we're gonna stay in this flexion and we're gonna roll back again. Roll, lift, up and over a big ball. Roll, lift, up and over a big ball. Let's do 4 more here. And 3. Last 2. And last time through. Sit all the way up and relax. Okay. We are going to turn around. I'm going to switch my bar into my longer loops. And then we are going to sit cross-legged facing the foot bar. So you're going to kind of take that bar around you. So it's like a little seat belt across your waist. If this feels too compressive in the hips, you can always sit up on a box. We won't be in this position for very long. We're going to extend our legs forward soon. Take your hands inside of your straps. Hands are right to the chest. Elbows slightly wider than the ribs. Sit up out of your pelvis and then press the arms forward. Lift the arms up. Lower the arms down and bend your elbows in. Press, lift, lower, and bend. Where does the work happen here? Yes, throughout the whole exercise, but especially when you have the bar directly up, biceps by the ears, and you're fighting the bar from pulling you backwards. And then exhaling the arms down and bending the elbows in. Press, lift, lower, and bend. Let's do 2 more. And last time. And bend. From here, take the bar right around your hips, extend both legs forward, and grab the hands, palms facing down on the outside of those straps for a variation of rowing. So from here, we're just gonna round the spine forward, pressing that bar down over the legs, finding a long rounded spine, lifting the bar up to right underneath the armpits, lowering the bar down again towards the ankles or the shins, and then rolling back up to seated. So we round the spine forward, reaching the bar towards the ankles. Float the bar up, finding a long diagonal through the spine. If those straps are bothering you, feel free to change your hand position. Then round the spine back forward, bar comes towards the ankles or the shins, and roll back up to seated, bar towards the pelvis. Let's do 3 more rounds. Round, lengthen, lower, round in and up, round, lengthen, round, roll in and up. Let's do 2 more for good measure. Round, lengthen, round, roll in and up. Last time. And in and up. Very nice job. Unhook your straps. And we are going to take our box up onto our reformer. So we don't need our bar for this next little series. You can just place it out of your way. Grab your box and place it on there. And for me, I still have 1 heavy spring on my machine. I'm taking my box, short box, in front of the shoulder blocks. And then I'm going to have a seat at the center of the box, facing towards the foot bar. Bring your heels up a little bit off the carriage and onto the box. You really need to make sure that box is pressed back against the shoulder block so it doesn't jog when we come up out of this seated position. From here, bring your hands forward onto your foot bar. Float the hips up. Make sure the box is secure. From here, anchor the heels of your hands into the bar. Make sure you have a good grip here. Keeping the hips low, shoot your legs back into plank. Shoulders come up over the wrists, and then pull the knees back underneath you, sitting back into the hips. Press back into your plank, pull back into your little mini squat. Press and pull, press and pull. Let's do 4 more. 3 more. Last one, pull the carriage all the way in. Good. Shift your hips back over your heels, float your arms forward, and pulse down and up for 8, 7, even weight across the center of those toes. Last 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Hands find the foot bar. Press the carriage out, find your plank. Bring your right toes down towards the floor, hovering above the floor. As you pull the carriage in, pull that knee into your chest, press the carriage out and hover your toes over the floor. Pull with the core muscles. Reach, keep the core engaged. Exhale, inhale. Let's do 4 more here. 3. Now there's tons of variations we could do here. We're just gonna do a few, but use your imagination if you're playing around with this later. All right, the last one here. Bring the arch of that same foot onto the carriage. Bend both of your knees. From here we press the carriage out and pull the carriage in. So this little staggered squat for 8, 7, if it feels better to be on the ball of your foot than the arch, feel free. Last 4, 3, and last 1. Bring the carriage in, bring that heel down to match the other one. Press out into your plank. Bring your other foot down to hover over the floor. From here, we pull the carriage in, pike the hips up and pull that knee into the chest, and then lower that foot and hover. Pull, hover, pull, hover. Last 4, 3, last 1, take your foot, ball of the foot or arch, onto the edge of the box, bend both knees, press out, pull in. The majority of your weight is on the carriage foot. Your other foot is just there for balance. For 5, 4, last 2, and last 1. Now listen, both feet are gonna come back onto the carriage, heels against the box. You're gonna switch out your feet again and one foot is coming all the way down towards the floor. I want you to hinge your upper body forward towards the foot bar, and then you're bending and extending your back leg. Adjust your foot so it feels comfortable on that box. Bend your standing knee firmly and press, and press, and press. Good, 8, 7, maybe hands come off the foot bar. Last 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bend the knee so that the carriage is halfway in and pulse down. Pressing firmly into your standing heel. For 8, 7, the carriage is gonna stay fairly still as you do this. You've got 4 more, 3 more, last 2, and 1. Hands on your foot bar, lift your torso up, arms are long, come into your plank to transition to the other side. Other foot comes down, plant the heel. Adjust your foot on the box so that it feels comfortable. Hinge the upper body forward and bend and press. Bend and press. Option to release those hands. For 8, 7, standing knee is very bent. 6, the last 4, the last 2, and 1. Now we bring the carriage almost all the way in and pulse down, down. 8, 7, 6, last 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hands back onto the foot bar. Long arms, both feet back to the box. Bring the carriage all the way in. You're in a low heel position. Shift your weight back over your hips and squat for 8. Last round. 7, 6, last 4, last 2, and 1. Have a careful seat all the way down. Very nice. All right, let's change modes a little bit. We are gonna slow it down slightly. I want you to put on enough springs on your machine to keep the machine still. And then make sure your foot strap is out so you can grab it. I am gonna grab my bar again. And then take my feet underneath the foot strap there. So feet are underneath. For me, I like a bent knee. You could also go completely straight legs. I feel that with the bent knee for myself, just helps me get out of my quads a little bit. I tend to let my quads take over. So I'm gonna just keep my knees slightly bent. Of course, you always want a little bit of lift through the feet so that you have some tension on that foot strap. Take your bar in front of you. Find a little outward pull to engage the back. From here, round the spine back to a point that feels comfortable for you. Lift the arms up, lower the arms down, and roll the spine up. And roll the spine back. Lift the arms up, lower the arms down, and roll up. Play around with how far down you go. Maybe you don't need to go as far. Maybe going down so far, which just happened to me, took me out of my core and it went into my back. So play around with how far down you have to go with the tailbone tucked under to engage your core most optimally as you move the arms. Let's do 3 more. Good, last 2. And last time, round, lift, lower, and sit. Now sit up as tall as you can. Bring that bar up over your head. Let your shoulder blades drop down. Inhale the arms over to one side. Exhale back center. Same exercise we did standing in the beginning. Anchor through both sit bones. Last 4. Last 3, last 2, and last 1. Come to center, lower the arms in front of you. We're gonna kind of do an upper body circle like we did before, standing, although just a different orientation. So hands start in front of you, roll the spine back. Rotate the torso to one side, your hips are staying centered. Lift the bar up overhead, rotate your shoulders the other way. Lower your bar down, come center, and roll up. So now we roll down. We rotate the torso to the other side. We float the arms up, biceps come by the ears. We bring the bar down to the other side, come center, and sit up. So around the world, if you're familiar with it, make a nice big circle with those arms. Stay in that forward flexed position. Stay in that tailbone tucked under position. Stable pelvis as you move the upper body. Let's do 1 more each way, please. Very nice. Relax the arms for a moment. Let's take one of our feet out from under the strap. From here, the bar will be forward. This foot that's out of the strap, that knee is gonna come up into tabletop. We're gonna be doing some rotations toward that lifted knee and then some lifts and lowers of the arms towards that lifted knee. Let's say 5 to 6 of each. Come out of it if you need to, okay? This is quite a challenging exercise, I would say. So we roll the spine back, that knee comes up into tabletop. First things first, we rotate. Pelvis still, rotate. 4, 3, last 2. Last one, you stay in rotation and you lift and lower. Nice, last 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come center, sit up. Keep that same foot under your strap, just turn all the way over on your hip. My headrest is down, that's helpful for me to get a nice long spine. I want you to stack your hips and lift up into your strap. Bring your bar quite close to your chest here. Let's lower down and lift up to start. Think about not how big of a range of motion you can do, but how long you can create your body, right? So you're reaching long through your foot, you're reaching up into your strap, you're reaching long through your waistline and the crown of your head for 4 and 3. The last 2. Find a long line after this one. Pause. Now we rotate downward. We extend the bar down, forward, down, in, rotate. I know that's a lot. Rotate. Bar goes down, forward, down, in, rotate. Last 2. The last time, rotate, down, forward, down, in, rotate, elbow to your shoulder block, take a big stretch over. You can kind of use that bar to assist your stretch or keep you from feeling like you're going too far. All right, come all the way up. Switch out your feet, let's face towards the foot bar again. Adjust your hips so you feel centered. Bar comes up in front of the shoulders. Other knee comes up into tabletop. Round the spine back and we just rotate for 6, 5. Exhale, 4. Last 2. Stay in rotation on 1. Lift the bar up. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Center, lift. All right, roll over, opposite hip, hand down to the shoulder block. Make yourself into one long line. Keep that bar close to the chest. Let's start just lowering the torso and lifting the torso, finding that length. Ribs are close to the hips here. Last 4, 3, last 1. Find your long line, rotate, extend the bar down, extend the bar forward, it goes down again, pulls into the chest and rotates back center. Again, rotate, lower, lengthen, lower, pull, rotate, rotate, lower, lengthen, lower, pull, rotate. Last 2. Last time. And find your stretch. Good. Come up. Unhook your strap. We'll get rid of our box. We do need the dowel. You know what, let's keep the box for just a moment. I'm changing my mind a little bit. The box is handy right where it is. I'm switching to 1 heavy spring, and let's sit down in front of the box for a little stomach massage while we're here. So bring your hips up and nestle them nice and close to the box. You can adjust your foot bar lower if it feels more comfortable for you. I'm gonna bring my feet up into Pilates V with the foot bar as it is now. Heels are squeezing together, bring that bar forward of your shoulders. Press the carriage out and float the arms up. Lower the heels under, lift the heels up, pull the carriage in and lower the arms. So we press, lower, lift, lower the arms. The box is so supportive here. Really use it to your advantage. Find that tall posture again. Last 2. I find that having some support behind the back just makes Stomach massage so much more accessible. Last time. Lower the heels, lift the heels, and come in. Good. Now let's add rotation. Make sure you have a firm grip on that bar. We're going to rotate just only to the right-hand side, or my left. So we're going to press the carriage out, let go with one hand, and grant a wish with the other, and come center and pull in. So rotate, grant that wish. Rotate, grant that wish. Spiraling through the waist on your rotation. Try not to lose much of your height. As you come back center, grow even taller. Last two. Last time. Come center. Right away we can switch sides, rotate out and in. Now if you've got a small studio space like I do, I'm just making sure I don't knock over a lamp or an arc or any other prop. Last 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come all the way in. Place your bar down out of your way, wherever that is fine. If it feels good for you, take your hands outside of your knees, outside of your feet on the foot bar, and round your spine forward. You can lower your heels one at a time under the foot bar. If this doesn't feel appropriate, you do not have to do it. You could do a standing forward fold as an option instead. Last 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lift both heels, bend both knees, and slide yourself out of that small space. Now let's take the box all the way off. And we'll come to lay down on our back. Before we do that, I am going to change my spring. I'm going to put a medium on with my heavy, so 1 heavy and 1 medium spring on there for footwork with the dowel. So you're coming down onto your back. My headrest is down here. I'm going to take my bar into my longer loops. Try to make them even. And then work your feet onto the bar. I'm going arches of my feet on. Bring your knees forward so that the shins are basically parallel to the floor here. Make sure your feet feel like they're in a comfortable position. Arms down by the sides. Press both legs forward when you're ready. And then bend both knees in. Just take a moment to navigate this feeling. Tailbone is heavy. Sacrum is centered. You're finding your breath. You're controlling that bar in and controlling that bar out. Let's do 4 more here. Use your glutes. Last 2. And 1. Keep the legs long and lift both legs up towards the ceiling. And lower both legs back forward and down. Now you move at your own pace here, especially if you've never done this footwork or feet in straps with the bar. It can feel a little bit unnerving as to what your end points of your movement should be. So just take your time. Feel that beautiful stretch by really deepening the hip creases at the top of your movement where those toes are pointing more towards the ceiling. Even thumbs in the hip creases to anchor the tailbone down. A little wiggle of the hips side to side to really get into those upper hamstrings. Last 2. And 1, and now let's make this into a circle. So you're going to bring your legs forward, bend your knees in towards your chest, and then bring the legs up to the ceiling. Legs go forward, we bend them in, and they reach up. There's no momentum here. Last 3. Last 2. and 1. Let's reverse it. Down, in, and up. Last 3. My brain just completely shut off and I can't remember which direction I did. So you do you. I think I'm doubling up in one direction right now. And last one. Nice. All right, so we are going to do short spine here. Make sure that your headrest is down. If you feel comfortable doing it with the bar, do it with the bar. If you would rather take your feet out off the bar and put them directly in your straps, please do that. Start with your knees bent in frog. Press the carriage out. Long legs, lift up over your nose. The hips lift. Keep your gaze at your feet. Bend your knees down towards the shoulder blocks and then lower the hips. And then take your feet forward, tailbone anchors down. Press. Lift, bend, lower, press, lift, bend, lower. Last 3. Beautiful movement here. It's just like we did with our hips down, but now the hips are lifting. Nice. Maybe one more for good measure. And lower down. Nice job. All right, bend those knees deeply into the chest. See if you can grab that bar with your hands. We're just gonna take the bar behind our knees now. And we're gonna let our knees sink in towards our chest again. This time you're gonna grab your pegs with your hands and you're just gonna let your knees rock a little bit side to side. Nice. Slow the breath. You can stay here for as long as you'd like in this small, kind of safe feeling position. When you're ready, stop your movement. Bring the knees to center. Bring the straps close to your outer knees. Wrap your hands around your shins and pull the knees in just a little tighter to your chest. Little tiny rocks here side to side. As you inhale, expand your belly into your thighs. As you exhale, pull your thighs a little bit deeper into the chest and into the belly. Good. Let's do 3 more breaths together. And 2. And 1 more time. Nice. When you're ready, take your hands back onto your bar. Slide your feet out from under there. Place them onto your foot bar. Take your bar back to the back of the reformer. Have a seat. Sit up with your feet flat on the floor, heels underneath the knees. Inhale your arms up and exhale your arms down. And inhale your arms up and exhale your arms down. And you guys are all done. I hope you liked that workout. Please leave me a question or a comment down below. Let me know what you'd like to see next. I will really do take note of your suggestions and try to get to as many as I can. As always, please subscribe and share, and I will see you again soon. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye. Waiting for you. You were always taking time.